Hi. I am getting a download here. I just sent an email to somebody, and I'm getting a download. And then I'm seeing something that I seen online, and all these things are coming together. You might notice signs out of nowhere, but I'm gonna read and say what it's coming to me right now. What I'm seeing is there was something on Twitter that I saw, and it was swans. And swans are a twin flame sign. They have a life partner. Like there's two swans. So there's a couple. They will always wait for that one, their perfect mate, which is the other swan. There's always two of them. Their life partner. You feel free to read upon swans, but that's why they say swans are twin flames, because it's the same situation. You never feel really complete without them. You always are looking for somebody like them, but you never find anybody like them because there's nobody else like them. It's your soul. It is, you guys share a soul. It's twin flames are a split soul. There's two of you. Anyway, and I had just sent a message to mine, and I was getting a download. My intuition is telling me, it's like there's twin telepathy, so you get downloads. You might understand, even if he doesn't say, you know what it is. And in that message that I heard, it was very much, he was talking about, I'm being reminded of something that I talked about when I was at a very low point in my life. I was getting harassed by a lot of people. I was constantly in a state of emotional fight or flight because of somebody that was doing spell work on me, and I was unaware of it. So I wasn't practicing protection. I wasn't doing any of that, which I am now since my spiritual awakening, because after twin flames separate, the feminine goes through their spiritual awakening. So what I'm getting and what I heard was something that I told to him in confidence. Like I was telling him to leave because I was so depressed and I didn't want to be alive anymore. Like I was literally talking about things like that because of how much I was dealing with. And there's a lot of people that go through that. You get to a point where you feel like it's wearing you down. Everything is just so much. And then I heard there's a part of Rocky where Mickey was talking to him, and he's like, well, people, you lose and you lose and you lose, and then you're like, well, why am I waiting around here for? And then the person dies. Like, that's how it is. Like, you lose and you lose and everything's going wrong. So there's people, or maybe you know somebody that is so depressed and whatever, but that's how they feel. They feel inferior. They feel like everything's going wrong. Like, what else can be taken from me? My life, that's all you have. You have time. So I was talking about things that were near and dear to me because I just couldn't handle it anymore. I was being weakened and beat down by this man that was much older than me, doing spell work on me that I had no idea where it was coming from. As all these things happening to me, one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. That's witchcraft. That's brujeria. That's head work. You thinking things that are just sabotaging yourself. And unless you clear that and you practice hygiene spiritually, then that shit is always going to be attacking you. So, yeah, it was very much like I'm getting these pings of things that I talked about. So in the YouTube, or excuse me, in the Twitter that I saw the video about the swans, the female was something had happened to her where her neck was like down or something, and that's what I'm getting, because I'm the feminine twin in the twin flame dynamic, and I had to heal myself. I had to go through that. So when the feminine is unhealed, the feminine leads, And when the feminine heals, the masculine heals too. So everything is mirrored. It's very much that situation when you feel like you want something to work out, but it's just not time yet. And the feminine had to heal. I had to heal. I had to heal all of that stuff. And I'm never going to be 100% healed because I have physical illnesses now that have happened to me because of all the years that I endured with this person that was like an energetic vampire, a leech energetically on my family, financially on my family, doing stuff to us because he was jealous of the fact that he didn't have a family. His mother never loved him. He grew up in a broken home, and he likes to cause chaos in people's lives because he's a piece of shit. So a lot of my family didn't even know. Like, they just knew to stay away from him. They didn't like him, but he was still doing stuff to a lot of people, and a lot of people perish. Like, witchcraft, it gets to that point where it's just one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, and finally, like, there's nothing left to take from you but your life. Like, the person ends up dying because, well, what am I waiting around here for? I keep losing and losing and losing, like Mickey said on Rocky. So it's just like one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, and then you know, like, why am I waiting around here for? So people get depressed, people get sad, people just keep losing. They lose their jobs, they lose their homes, they lose their income, they lose everything, and then they're just like, well, what am I waiting around here for? And then they end up perishing, they pass away. And that's what those things do. Like, they get sick and all kinds of stuff. All that stuff comes at you from everywhere. So if somebody is attacking you energetically, spiritually, that's what it feels like. And unless you clear it, that shit keeps happening. So in the in the Twitter video, the female was sick. The female had to heal, and then the male swan was waiting for her. And after she was healed, she went straight to her mate. She went straight to the other swan, and he was there waiting for her. So you're supposed to wait for your twin. You don't have to, but it's like you never really meet anybody like them. You never do. Nothing checks all the boxes. And he knows it. You know it. For both of you. He fills the void with these other people, but it's never the same. He's always looking for somebody better. He's always looking for you and other people. But until he heals that. And for me, it was also him cheating, because insecure men cheat. So he felt I was insecure. And because I was insecure and sabotaging and so much to deal with, it's like he wanted to escape the relationship, and so he ran. And on the other side, he was cheating because he was insecure. Like, insecure men cheat. So there's a lot of toxicity when it comes to codependence and other things. But if one person doesn't feel okay by themselves, they're constantly seeking outside validation from other people. They constantly want other people to make them feel like they're okay. There's abandonment wounds. I had to heal an abandonment wound. And now when I'm rejected by anybody, it's just, I'm more content being by myself. I don't care. It might bother me for a minute, but it's not near as important as it used to be before I healed that abandonment wound, which I'm constantly working on it. But so there's a lot there to unpack. You might be getting downloads about things and you're just trying to piece it together. You're not really sure. So pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to things that come to you. Pay attention to your intuition, because a lot of those things are happening and you're not even realizing. You just think that it has no meaning, and sometimes it does. So take what resonates and leave the rest. But yeah, the female swan was sick. The male was waiting. After she healed, they released the swan back into the lake or the water, and he was right there waiting for her, and they came together head to head. It's very pretty. But yeah, that was it. So a lot to unpack there.